I've had people ask about my how to make things fuzzy video, how I masked out some of the hair using vertex groups, basically so hair shows up some places but not other places. So that's what I'm showing in this video. We're just going to add in Suzanne with Shift A, and then with this still selected, Shift A, go to curve, add fur to it. This is the new geometry nodes hair method. I'll talk a little about how I did it in the video, but I pretty much use this exclusively now. I don't really use the method that I showed in that video. And even when I don't add fur to it directly, I'll just use all of these modifiers that it adds. I just use these directly in geometry nodes because if you like search in geometry nodes, all of these appear as groups. So you don't have to use these as modifiers. You can just throw them into your node tree if you want. But anyway, say I wanted only hair to show up on the top of the head right here. A thing you can do is go to the interpolate hair curves modifier right here. And you don't have just like a UV map option right here. This says surface UV map, but that's actually a little different. This is taking the UV map of Suzanne. It's giving it this is just like how it helps it deform or whatever. The one you actually want to use is this density mask right here. As you can see, when I turn it down to 0, it just goes away. And whenever you see this icon next to a field over here, a parameter, whatever, you can click that and enter an attribute. The attributes we have to choose from, you can just select Suzanne right here, go over to this triangle, object data properties. This is where all of the attributes live. Vertex groups, shape keys, UV maps, these are all attributes. And they'll all actually show up here under attributes also. But the one we want is a vertex group. You can just add one. Doesn't matter what it's called. This one's just called group. You want to use the name exactly, so it has a capital G. So we can go back to select the hair up here. Go back to the modifiers. And in density mask, you might not see it listed, but it will work when you type it in. So group with a capital G, and we didn't actually enter anything yet, so nothing is appearing, but we can select Suzanne again, go over, Shift, Control Tab. It's just Control Tab, not Shift Control Tab. Go to Weight Paint, and now we can start drawing in. So blue means 0, red means 1. So start painting, you can see the hair is appearing now. Only where we paint it. So that's how it works. You can also do this in edit mode. So go into edit mode with tab. You have these options over here to remove and assign, and this is how you change the weight. So if you want, you don't have to set it to 1, you could set it to like 0.5 or something, but just to show that it works, I'll select these top faces, assign these with a weight of 1 by clicking that button, and there they go. Then I can, press L to select this whole eye piece right there and assign that, or I can, assign things with a different level. So turn it down a little, assign. There's just going to be less hair there. I can turn it up. Now there's more hair. So you can kind of use weight painting to decide how much hair you want. And 1 is just kind of the maximum. But yeah, that's how it works. So obviously this is different from in my video because we didn't have any of these node groups yet. But basically all you need to know about that is it mostly revolves around the, distribute points on faces node. And this also has a density. So you can pretty much do the same thing with this. It's just that with the density right here, it goes above 1. So how you would do it basically is if you had, for instance, if you have this set to 100, instead of putting that value here, just put it into a value right here. Or if you're using a group input, you would have the value somewhere in here. It would be like something like this. And then, so yeah, you could put 100 here, or for instance, this is also 100. And then you just take a named attribute, you put the name of the vertex group in here. So that's just group, and then you can just multiply it. So bring in a math node, set to multiply, and you just multiply it up like that. Because this is only going to have values between 0 and 1. So if you want it to be, 100 times 1 is 100, 100 times 0 is 0, 100 times 0.5 is 50. So it's just going to work pretty much the same exact way like that. You just, it's not going to work right if you plug it in directly like that, because the density will only go up to 1 when you actually want it to go to 100. So, long story short, just take the value that you would put in here and multiply it by the vertex group. And, then you'll be able to do it just like I show in that video. That's how I did like the moldy strawberry render. You can do this with pretty much anything that you're instancing. You can do this with the delete node, delete geometry. You can use that like as a selection, and it will like delete faces with certain weights, things like that. But yeah, that's how you do it. Have a good one.